teachers! Happy Monday. I hope your week is off to a great start. We're going to talk about 5 things in this video. One thing that you can practice on Canvas and one thing for you to start doing with your students to get to know them and make sure that they are all lined up to start on Canvas whenever school starts. So let me go over these 5 things. First, we're going to talk about instructions for making sure your students can access your class on Canvas. We're going to talk about video etiquette, and I'm going to show you a leader resource page on the church website that has some awesome videos on it. And then we're going to talk about the attendance policy that was updated and I sent to you last week or a couple weeks ago. And then on Canvas, we're going to talk about using the calendar and due dates and dates when modules are available to kind of streamline that process for you. And that also helps with students knowing what they're supposed to do and when they're supposed to do it. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to talk about making sure that your students can access Canvas. So I just made this quick little sheet for you to have some instructions. You can read over them, but the biggest, most important thing to take away is that they have to have their own church account connected to their MRN with their email address, and they need to sign into My Seminary at least once, and they being the student. Not a parent, not a parent's account, not a parent's email address, has to be the student. And I will say, I have not put the students in your class yet, so they shouldn't try to log into Canvas yet because they're not in there. But I wanted to give you these steps so that you could go through them with your students individually to make sure that they're set up and ready to go when I do put them into your class. And if you follow these steps, it should work. If there's other issues, then we'll have to work with the Global Service Center to see if there's an issue with their account. So if you will please go through your list and reach out to each student individually and go through this list with the student and their parents, just to be sure. And I would say not over text, not over email. I would do it on a phone call just to make sure. And it's not like it has to be done this week. You can do it, spread out until school starts. Just take a couple of weeks or something. And then below here, I'm going to post this on the announcement and then also in the resource page. Below here is just FAQs for kind of troubleshooting if they can't get onto Canvas. So that's what that is. Next we're going to talk about the video etiquette. So this is just a PDF that I was given from another administrative assistant, and I'm just going to post it in the announcement and on the resource page for you guys. You can either use this to send to your students and your parents, or you can just use it as a resource to make your own, whatever you want. I just thought it might be helpful. The next thing we're going to talk about is the move that over here. This page on the church website, the leader resource page for online seminary. I'm going to put this link in the announcement and on the resource page, which you can get to from our homepage. So this has some really awesome videos here at the bottom that just kind of explain everything we're doing. And why we're doing it and how it works. And I really wish that I would have had these to send to you when we first started doing all this online seminary stuff, because this would have been super helpful. I just didn't even know it existed. So, I'm still always learning. But I also sent these to your stake leaders. So I don't know if they're going to plan to do something with sending them out to parents, because some of them really are helpful for parents. So maybe just hold off like sending them to anybody yet, but I thought you might want to watch them, and then maybe you can ask your supervisor if the stake is planning to send out any of these to your parents. Okay, so attendance policy update. I sent this to you guys in an email, and we had a meeting as administrative assistants last week, and they just encouraged us to make something really clear, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just supposed to make clear that these are not COVID classes. These are fully online seminary classes. And, you know, when we went into COVID classes last year, when all of this hit and we kind of got 2 weeks that were we just didn't mark attendance, we took them off, and everything was just kind of loosey-goosey because it was all weird because of COVID. So that's not the case right now. This is fully online seminary. And like last year, people that were doing online seminary and home study already, their class went on functioning as normal because nothing changed for them. So that's the cool thing about online seminary is, you know, it's really flexible. And, you can go over this again. I just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of it, and just that you realize that we're no longer in COVID situations. The Church Board of Education, which includes the Prophet and Elder Holland and the Commissioner of Education, and then other people who work for SNI, they have basically said that we have the resources to, like online seminary, to move forward fully with seminary, even amid COVID-19 circumstances. So, that's what they said. Okay, now we're going to move on to our Canvas. Oh, I don't need that anymore. Okay. So I want to show you, we're on our home page here, and I want to show you guys how to edit the assignments and quizzes and discussions so that they have due dates and so that they automatically become available and unavailable for the students to see. I'm going to show you why you want to do this. So I'm going to show you in my student Canvas, which this is from when I was a student at BYU, Idaho this past semester. And this is why you want to put dates in there. Because on the dashboard, it shows up like this for the student. And it shows them everything they have to do. And when they do it, it checks it off. This is super helpful as a student. Before I realized you could do this, I was like totally lost. So make this something on your to-do list for the first week of class to go over with your students. When they go on their dashboard, they need to go to these 3 dots here and make sure that it is on list view. And you need to make sure that you have already gone in and put due dates and dates to make things available and unavailable on your assignments and discussions and quizzes. I can't remember if there's quizzes, but I think there are. Probably just like an accountability quiz, not like real graded quiz. But, so that's why that is really important. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do this. So it's really easy. Oh, I was going to tell you, don't feel like you have to do all of it at once. Like when I do this for this class, I just do it week by week. So don't feel like it has to take up like a ton of your time. I mean, if you have time to do it all on the front end, I guess you can. But you could also just take this part of it week by week as far as changing the due dates and putting in what day they're available and unavailable. So there's a couple different ways you can see them. Over here on this side, you can either go into your modules, and you can see the ones where I've updated a due date. So you can either see it that way, or you can do it by looking at all of the discussions, or all of the assignments, and you can see like the due dates and when they're available. So for me personally, it's easier if I just do it by the module, because before I release these to y'all, I want to look through it anyways and see what you guys are going to learn, so I can prep the video for the week. And so I'll just go through the module. And this doesn't have anything, so I click next. And this one is a discussion. So then all you do, it really is so easy. You just click edit. For a discussion, you click add to student to do, and you just click the calendar and you click the date you want it done by. So I click August 2nd, and it'll always automatically do it by 11:59 p.m. And I think that that's just the easiest thing to do. Then you keep scrolling down, and you can say when you want it to be available and when you want it to close. So we recommend like doing this a week at a time when you make them available. 'Cause usually, just from what they've seen, if you do it longer, then they like wait till the last minute or they don't finish it. But if you do it for a week, then they know, okay, this week I have to get it done this week. And they just seen that it's it's a lot more effective when you do it a week at a time. So that's what we recommend. Same thing, you just click on the calendar, click when you want it available, and when you want it to close. And then you just hit save. It's super easy. And then I'll go to, oh, you see I have all of these I haven't read yet. I'm going to get to them, I promise. Then you click next. Okay, so this is an assignment that they'll submit. So then you click edit on this and scroll down. On this one, I like to click all of these because I don't really care how people upload their assignments as long as I can see them. So I want it due August 2nd, so I go in here and I click August 2nd, and then I want it available till August 2nd as well. And then I click done. And then save. It's really pretty simple. Let's see, anything else I was going to say on that? I don't think so. So if you have questions about how to do this with your calendar, then just send me a message or comment on the announcement. But once you do this, and you've probably seen it in your calendar for this class already, then when you scroll down on the home page and go to view calendar, you'll see these pop up here with what you need to do by what date. And when it's crossed off like that, it means you've already done it. Isn't that handy dandy? That was super helpful to me as a student. So that would be a good thing to go over, to start doing ahead of time in your class, and to go over with the students like the first week. I think that's it for this week. I know that last week's modules were like a lot. That cultivating the class environment one was like really, really long. That's the longest one there is, I promise. That's the longest one. And this week is our last module about Canvas, I'm pretty sure. So, actually, let me check. Well, it doesn't matter. Either this week or next week is our last one on Canvas. And then after that, it'll just be like the learning experience ones. And then you'll just be able to go into your Canvas class and practice. And I will, after next week, I'll leave all the Canvas modules up. So if you need to go back and review and practice some things, then that will be there for you. But this really, this is a lot of work on the front end, I will say. It's a lot of prep time right now in the summer. But I really believe, and I know from doing online classes myself, once you like get into a groove after the first couple of weeks, it becomes really efficient. And most of your time will be spent just on here connecting with the students through the discussions, through messages and announcements and stuff like that. So I know it's a lot right now, but just y'all are doing so good. Seriously, I'm really proud of all of you for sticking with it and really jumping in and digging in and getting your hands dirty in it. It's awesome to watch, and I appreciate your patience with me, and I love that y'all are so awesome. You're so awesome and dedicated, and it's amazing to see and be a part of. So I hope you have a great week. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, I'll see ya.